LHS on Control Systems Laboratory. In this video, we will discuss the digital simulation of a step response of type 0 unity feedback first order systems. That means here we are having a first order system. For that first order system, we are applying a step signal as an input, and we need to cross check the output response. That only we call it as a step response. And if we observe the aim, obtain a step response of a unity feedback type 0 first order system with an open loop transfer function of g of s equal to 1 by s plus 1 by MATLAB simulation. That means here we are having the open loop transfer function is the g of s. For this open loop transfer function, we are giving the unity feedback. Then we are getting the closed loop transfer function. For that closed loop transfer function, we are giving a step signal as an input, and we need to identify the output response. That only we call it as a step response. And coming to the system details, they are giving type 0 first order system. How we are specifying the type 0 and how we are saying it is a first order means if we observe the denominator part of the transfer function. Here highest score is S41. Here we are having the highest score is S41. So it is a first order system. Highest score of the S is 1. So this one is a first order system. And coming to the type 0, how we are identifying the type 0 means if you observe the pole locations, it will come as a -1. So we are not having a pole at origin. The number of poles at origin is 0. If the number of poles at origin is 0, then that system we call it as a type 0 system. So what we are taking here is a type 0 first order system. For that, we are providing the unity feedback and we are finding the closed loop transfer function. For that closed loop transfer function, we are applying the step signal as a input. And we need to find the response, that is the output response. We are applying a step input, so that one output we call it as a step response. Right. In the same way, coming to the second case, also the same. We are taking one more open loop transfer function. For that, we are giving the unity feedback, and we will check the closed loop and then apply the step signal as the input, and we need to find the output responses. So we are taking some two systems. For the two systems, we are applying the step signal, and we need to observe the output responses and comparatively, what is the effect of time constant? What is the effect of time constant? We need to cross check now. Right? So that means in the simulation results, we will check what is the time constant for each and every system and also the steady state output. So based on the time constant, what about the output responses, changes and all we will observe now. So first we will take the first case as a reference, that is g of s equal to 1 by s plus 1. Right? So g of s is 1 by s plus 1 and h of s is an unity feedback. So by using these two, we are finding the closed loop transfer function, which is g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s. Simply substitute g of s and h of s. Then we are getting the closed loop transfer function as a 1 by s plus 2. We are getting the closed loop transfer function as a 1 by s plus 2. Now we need to identify what about the output response. How to identify the output response means we know the input signal. That is c of s by r of s equal to 1 by s plus 2. Now we need to identify the c of t. Output response means c of t response with respect to the time. Output response with respect to the time. But here c of s is an s domain transfer function. We need to convert this s domain into time domain. That means we need to apply the inverse Laplace. That means c of s equal to r of s into 1 by s plus 2. We already know the r of s. It is a unit step signal. That means r of s equal to 1 by s. R of s equal to 1 by s. So we are substituting r of s as a 1 by s. That means c of s equal to 1 by s into 1 by s plus 2. Then c of s, s domain transfer function, s domain system is there, but we need output response in time domain. So from the c of t equal to inverse Laplace of this equation. Inverse Laplace of this equation. Inverse Laplace of this equation. That means inverse Laplace of 1 by s into 1 by s plus 2. Now it's not possible directly to apply the inverse Laplace to this equation. So by applying the partial fractions, first we need to convert into some formula form. Then only we can apply the inverse Laplace. So we need to convert this one by applying the partial fractions means a by s plus b by s plus 2 we can write. Now we need to identify the a and b constants. We need to identify the a and b constants. Once if we know the a and b constants, partial fraction, after applying the partial fractions, we need to identify the a and b constants, take the LCM and compare this LCM coefficients with the numerator term coefficient. Separate separately S4 coefficients, S41 coefficient, S40 coefficients, like that compare and identify the A and B values. Once if we know the A and B values, substitute here, then the equation will come as a Yeah, once if you know the A and B values, you are substituting here, that is A is 0.5, then the equation will come as a 0.5 by S and B is minus 0.5. So here we are putting the minus. So 0.5 by S plus 2. Now we check inverse Laplace of 0.5 by S minus 0.5 by S plus 2. Now if you apply the inverse Laplace to this 1 by S, then we are getting 1. So directly 0.5. Inverse Laplace of 1 by S plus 2, 0.5 is constant. Directly we are writing 1 by S plus A form. So e power minus AT. That means A is equal to 2. So output response we are getting as a 0.5 minus 0.5 into e power minus 2t. This is the output response for the first case. Output response for the first case. And now we need to cross check what is the output response when time t tends to the infinity. That means you are substituting t as a infinity. Then this e power minus infinity is 0. So totally second term will be 0. We are getting output response as a 0.5. Output response as a 0.5. In the same, we need to cross check for the second system also. If you are checking for the second system, it will come as same output response. Equations will be same, only it will come for the both the cases. And so from this, we are getting the output response as a 0.5 final value. For both the systems, we are getting 0.5 only final value. And is the transient parameters. And coming to the steady state error, we need to cross check. Steady state error. Coming to the steady state error, here we are applying the input is a step signal. If we apply a step signal as an input, then the error constant will be the positional error constant Kp. If we apply a step signal as an input, then the error constant will be the positional error constant Kp. Once if we know the Kp value, then we can identify the steady state error. Then we can identify the steady state error, right? Kp value, positional error constant, which is equal to limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s, where g of s is a open loop system and h of s is a feedback element. Already we know the transfer functions, open loop transfer function is 1 by s plus 1. Feedback element is 1 unity feedback. If we substitute and apply the limits, then s we are getting as a, if we substitute the limits, s as a 0, then we are denominator, this term will be 0, 1 by 1, we are getting as a Kp as a 1. Kp as a 1. If Kp is 1, then if we substitute here, then we are getting the steady state error. That means steady state error equal to 1 by 1 plus Kp. Kp you are getting as a 1. If we substitute Kp as a 1, then you are getting steady state error as a 0.5. Steady state error as a 0.5 for the first case. For the first case, steady state error will be 0.5. In the same way, for the second case, also need to cross check the steady state error. So in second case also, we are giving a step signal as an input. If we are giving a step as an input, then we are getting error constant will be the positional error constant. So positional error constant means limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s. So in the second case, the open loop transfer function is 1 by 2s plus 1. The second case, open loop transfer function is 1 by 2s plus 1. If we apply the limits, this term will be 0 and we are getting 1. So if we substitute this one, here also we are getting as a 0.5. Steady state error will be 0.5 for both the systems. Steady state error is same and the output response also same, but the time constant is different. Based on the time constants, we need to cross check how it will respond. Okay. Now we'll see the coding part, how we are writing the program. So coming to the programming part, first we are having an open loop system. Yeah, apparatus requires personal computer and MATLAB software. And coming to the coding part, first we are specifying the open loop system. Open loop system first we need to specify. For that open loop system, we are giving the unity feedback elements. For the open loop system, we are giving the unity feedback, and then it will come as a closed loop system. For the closed loop system, we are applying the unit step signal as an input, and we need to identify the output response. So first open loop system. This is the G of S. Open loop system is 1 by S plus 1. So this one we need to specify in programming parts. So transfer function, which consists of numerator and denominator. First we need to specify the numerator coefficients, and then coming to the denominator coefficients. Coming to the numerator coefficient, we are having only one element. So directly we are entering 1. And coming to the denominator coefficients, what is the highest power here? We are having S power 1. So what is the S power 1 coefficient? 1. So 1. And next S power 0 coefficient. What is the S power 0 coefficient? 1. So this is the denominator coefficients. Once if we know the numerator and denominator coefficients, then we can frame the open loop transfer function. You can frame the transfer function. That means SYS is a variable. You can take any variable. SYS system, that one you are taking as a variable. SYS equal to TF. TF is a predefined common transfer function. TF of numerator comma denominator. With this open loop transfer function will come. For that, we need to add a unity feedback element. we are assuming the unity feedback element as a H. The two unity feedback means H equal to 1 that we are specifying. Unity feedback element H equal to 1. And the combination of existing system and this feedback element will give a closed loop system. That one we are assuming as a SYS1. That one we are assuming as a SYS1, which is equal to feedback of existing system, comma, feedback element. Already existing system SYS, comma, feedback element H. So with this will closed loop transfer function. For this closed loop transfer function, we are applying a step signal as a input. For this closed loop system, we are applying the step signal as a input, and we need to cross check the parameters. The steady state error, final value, and all we need to cross check. Now this is the program one first case. This time we come into the second case. The open loop transfer function is 1 by 2s plus 1. 1 by 2s plus 1 open loop transfer function. If we convert into the closed loop, we are getting as a 1 by 2s plus 2 closed loop transfer function. But in programming part, we are representing open loop first and then adding the feedback element, and then we are getting the closed loop system, right? We can write program for directly also closed loop system and you can get the same result. But here we are writing as per sequence how we have performed the experiment, how we are doing the calculation part. First open loop is there, for that we are adding the feedback, and then we are getting the closed loop system. The same sequence we are adding the coding parts. So coming to the numerator, here we are having a one component only, directly we are entering one element only. And coming to the denominator, coming to the denominator part. Coming to the denominator part, here the high score is S41. So S41 coefficient is 2. S41 coefficient is 2, and S40 coefficient is 1. That we are writing. 2 and 1 are the denominator coefficients, denominator elements. Once if you know the numerator and denominator, then we are framing the transfer function. Name we are assigning as SYS. Any variable we can take. SYS equal to TF of it is a predefined function. Yeah, once if you know the numerator and denominator coefficients, then we can frame the transfer function. Name we are taking as a SYS. Any variable you can take. SYS equal to TF of. TF is a predefined transfer function, predefined command. So TF of numerator comma denominator. This will give the open loop transfer function, open loop system. Now for that open loop system, we need to add a unity feedback element. We are assuming as a H equal to 1 is an unity feedback element. And now the combination of already existing system and feedback element will give the closed loop transfer function. We are assigning with the SYS1 variable name, anyone you can take. SYS1 equal to feedback of already existing system, comma unity feedback element. We will give the closed loop system. For this closed loop system, we are applying the step input. And we will check the responses, output response, or whatever the variations and all comparatively we will observe. Now we will enter the programming part in MATLAB. We will see. Yeah, directly we can enter the programming part each and every line in command window, and we can execute also, but it's not possible to save the file. So we'll open in the script, new script editor. Yeah, here we can enter the program. First line will be CLC. It will clear the previous data and all in the command window. If any previous output and all is there, it will clear. And it will show the current output only. So coming to the first, we need to specify the open loop system numerator. We are having only one element, 1. Denominator is equal to, in denominator we are having 1 by S plus 1. So S4 1 value is 1 space S40 1. Once if you know the numerator and denominator, we are framing a open loop transfer function. SYS is equal to TF of predefined function numerator, comma denominator. Then we need to add a feedback element. H is equal to 1. And then combination of these two will give a closed loop system. We are assuming as a SYS1. Any variable you can take. SYS1 is equal to feedback of already existing system, that is SYS. For that system, we are adding a unity feedback H. And now this will give the closed loop transfer function. Now for that system, we need to apply the step input. That is a step of closed loop system. Name is SYS1. Right. And now we will save the file and we can run the program. First, we need to save the file. Save. We'll save as a first order system. First order system. Save. Yeah. Now we will run the program. First order, first it is not taking. Okay, we'll copy the program and we'll enter in a new tab. Right. Now we will save the file. Let it be the same thing. Now we will run the program. Yeah. Later we'll see the graph. First we'll check the command window, what and all output is there. The first coming to the numerator, we entered the numerator as a 1, denominator coefficients we gave as a 1, 1, and then the open loop transfer function we are getting as a 1 by s plus 1. Our open loop transfer function is 1 by s plus 1. For that system, we are adding a unity feedback element. We are adding a unity feedback element, h is equal to 1. This is the unity feedback element. Right? If you're adding unity feedback element to the already existing system, then we are getting a closed loop transfer function. We assign the name as s by s1, which is equal to 1 by s plus 2. This is the closed loop system. For the closed loop system, we apply the step input and then we are getting a graph like this. Graph like this is the output response of a first order system, first case. First order system, first case. Now we need to cross check what about the steady state value. What is the steady state value? You can check the steady state value. Yeah. Final value. What is the final value you are getting? 0.5. That means already theoretically we checked the final value when time t tends to the infinity. C of we are getting as a 0.5. Steady state error is 0.5. We are applying unit step signal as a input. So 1 in that error is 0.5 is there, and the remaining will be the final value, that is 0.5. What about the settling time? Check what is the settling time we are taking? 1.96 seconds. 1.96 seconds is the first case, first system. 1.96, right? And you can check our time constant. This one is 0.5. So whatever the time constant, 0.5 magnitude, how much you are getting, you can check. At any time period, you can check the magnitude. Almost 0.5, you're getting 0.319 is the amplitude, right? On time on this one, settling time is 1.98 seconds. We'll see for the second system how much it will come. Final value you are getting as a 0.5. Final value you are getting as a 0.5. Okay. Now we'll see the second program and we'll check how much you are getting. We'll open a new tab. And coming to the second program, the first line is CLC. You need to clear the previous data in command window. And coming to the numerator, 1, and coming to the denominator, what is the open loop transfer function for the second case is 1 by 2s plus 1. That means denominator coefficients will be 2 space 1 close, and open loop system we are assuming as a s by s equal to predefined command df of numerator comma denominator. Now we need to add a feedback element, unity feedback, and now the total overall closed, that is the closed loop transfer function s by s1 equal to feedback of already existing system comma feedback element. This will give the closed loop transfer function. Now for that system we need to apply the step input, that is step of closed loop system s by s1. Right, this is the programming part. Now we'll run the program. Before running, we need to save the file. Yeah, let it be same only. And now we'll run the file. Yeah, graph came, and we'll see the command window first. Yeah. Numerator we gave as a 1, and denominator 2, 1. Then what about the open loop transfer function we are getting? 1 by 2s plus 1 is the or open loop transfer function. For that we are giving a unity feedback. Then we are getting a closed loop transfer function as a 1 by 2s plus 1. Closed loop transfer function we are getting as a 1 by 2s plus 1. For that we applied the step input, and we need to cross check the output response. To cross check the output response from the graph, we can check that one. Yeah. Is the graph we can observe, right? Now we need to check the final value, that is the steady state output. Check steady state output. How much you are getting? 0.5, same as previous one only. Final value is anyway same only for both the cases. Output response, that is a steady state output response when time t tends to the infinity. Both the cases we are getting 0.5 and steady state error also 0.5. And we will check the settling time. See, previous example, previous program, if we observe the settling time is around 1.98 is safe, but here it is taking 3.91. It's taking more time. That means second system is slower compared to the first system. Second system is slower compared to the first system. First system it is taking 1.91 seconds only, but coming to the second system is taking settling time 3.9 seconds. 3.9 seconds. Second system is slower compared to the first system. Second system is slower compared to the first system, right? We can get both the graphs also in same, that means both the curves in the same graph only, then it will be easy to understand. Now we will enter the program for closed loop transfer functions directly. So what is the closed loop transfer function for first program 1 by s plus 2, and here it is in 1 by 2s plus 1. So directly we will write for closed loop transfer functions and we will compare the graphs. So first line will be CLC, and we will enter the first program closed loop transfer function. Numerator is equal to 1 and denominator is equal to 1 by s plus 2. That means s for one coefficient is 1 and this one is second element is 2. So once if we know the numerator and denominator, we can frame the transfer function. That one we are assuming as a y. Y is equal to any variable we can take. So now I am taking as a y equal to TF of TF is a predefined function. So numerator comma denominator. So this is the first system, first program output response closed loop transfer function. The same way now we need to represent the second program closed loop transfer function. In second case also numerator is 1 and coming to the denominator TF of need to represent the denominator elements. What is the denominator elements? 1 by 2s plus 2. So 2 space 2. Denominator 2 space 2 close. And then this one we are taking as a y1. Y is the first program closed loop transfer function. And y1 is the second program closed loop transfer function. TF of numerator 1, comma, denominator 1. But also we need to as a denominator 1. Right? Then this is the closed loop transfer function for the second program. Now we will apply step input. Step input for the first program is y, and step input for the second program, that is y1. So we need to get the two graphs. So that means we need to give a figure. Now we'll save the file. Let it be saved. Yes. And run the program. Now you can check. We are getting two different graphs. But if the two curves you are getting the single graph, then we can easily compare. So now instead of this figure, if we do the command hold on, right? Now we'll run and check that. You see now the graph. We're having two curves are there in the same graph. This green represents the y1. Y1 is the second program. That is the second program closed loop transfer function, second system. And this blue represents the y. That is the first program function. Now directly you can observe the first system is more fast. That means fastly it will enter into the settling time. Fastly it enter into the steady state zone. That means second system is slower compared to the first system. That you can observe with a settling time also. You can check. For the first program, settling time is 1.96 seconds. Here only it is entering into the settling time, steady state. But coming to the second program, it is taking 3.91 seconds. It's taking more time to enter into the steady state. Right? Second system is slower compared to the first system. That means second system having more time constant. The time constant is more, automatically the response will be slower. Like this, you can check the analysis part. And coming to the conclusion, two programs are there. This is the program 1 response and this is the program 2 response, what you observed in the simulation. Right. Yeah, coming to the conclusion. For the first case, open loop transfer function, what you are taking 1 by s plus 1. For this 1 by s plus 1, the time constant is 0.5 and steady state output is 0.5. Error also 0.5. Coming to the second case, g of s is 1 by 2s plus 1. G of s is 1 by 2s plus 1. Open loop transfer function. For this, the time constant is 1 and the steady state output is 0.5. And steady state error is 0.5. If you observe for both the cases, even though the steady state output and the steady state error is same for both the systems, but due to the time constant variations, where you're having the time constant mode, that system is slower in response. System is slower in response. That means system 2, we are having 1 second, and system 1, we are having 0.5 seconds. Second system is having more time constant compared to the first system. So that's why second system is slower. System 2 is slower compared to the system 1. System 2 is slower compared to the system 1. So time constant is an indicative speed of the system response. Time constant is indicative of speed of the system response. Time constant is less means fastly it will enter into the steady state. That means fastly it will increase the rise time. Fastly it will reach. Okay. Thank you.